at least 3 South African Social Security Agency officials who are allegedly linked to more than 260 million rands fraud from beneficiaries through ghost SASSA cards were arrested yesterday in Johannesburg. So SASSA has launched a manhunt for 4 of its officials believed to be connected to that same syndicate. The arrest of the 3 suspects follows the major weaknesses exposed by the Stellenbosch University science students in SASSA's IT systems, affecting its social grant system payment. Meanwhile, SASSA is counting down to Thursday's deadline to switch its expiring gold card to the new Black Post Bank card. For more on this, we speak to an expert at Unisa's College at Police Practice Department, Professor Dumisani Mabunda, on this. Prof, thank you so much for speaking to us. We do appreciate it. So all of this, of course, stemming from what seems to be major IT weaknesses in SASSA's IT system. How are we still here? The issue of ghost beneficiaries it's not the first time that we're speaking about this. Shouldn't this have been issues that had been tightened up quite a while ago?
Thank you, Griselda, and the viewers. Thank you for the opportunity for me to give a perspective on this aspect. We know that ghost workers issues are all over the place. We had similar issues in Transnet recently, where millions were lost because payments were made for ghost workers. Let me also start by saying that South Africa's Social Security Assistance grant are a vital lifeline for millions of citizens of this country. But a dark cloud hangs over the system. Widespread fraud that deprives the needy and costs taxpayers billions. However, where there is money, fraudsters are never far behind. And I also want to state that there are various types of grant fraud. Grant fraud takes many forms. Some of the most common include identity fraud, where criminals use stolen or fake identities to claim benefits. The second one is what you referred to, Griselda, ghost beneficiaries. Here you find that deceased individuals continue to receive grants, often with the help of insiders. The third one is corrupt officials, where some of SASSA employees manipulate systems to divert funds into private accounts, like we have seen yesterday. The last part is misrepresentation, where beneficiaries provide false information to qualify for grants they do not deserve. So let me pause here to allow you to lead in this interview.
Yeah. So what could be done then, to improve the IT system? Because it certainly seems that there are loopholes that urgently need to be addressed, or else we're going to have more millions that are being paid to people who simply do not deserve it.
Yeah, before I answer your question, Griselda, let me state that the impact of this fraud in the South African economy. The consequences are very severe. Fraud drains billions from national budget, reducing funds available for those needing assistance. Legitimate beneficiaries face delays, and public trust in the system as it deteriorates. So you will have noticed, Griselda, the budget this year was postponed because the finance minister was battling to find money. But as soon as the money is found, the vultures are waiting out there to manipulate the system so that they can get their hands into these monies. So it is very, very disturbing, because the grant beneficiaries are not necessarily going to get what the budget has provided for them. Some criminals within these institutions and in government will siphon all of these monies, and only a few of the grant beneficiaries will receive their grants at the end. So we need to be proactive in terms of dealing with this. Systems of government should always be updated. You know, the use of biometrics and facial recognition will help, because in that situation, a person will have to scan a fingerprint somewhere or have their faces or their eyes detected by the system, so that wrong beneficiaries don't receive these grants.
And I mean, obviously, this is a very high-tech syndicate. This is not an easy job to be done. So we're likely to see possibly more arrests, given the fact that SASSA has indicated that they're still looking for more suspects in this particular matter. But the racket, without a doubt, seems to be much wider than what or where authorities are casting their net at this particular time. You're going to need a level of sophistication in order for you to get into the system. And without a doubt, as we've seen here with these SASSA employees that have been arrested, a lot of assistance from inside.
You're right, Griselda. This is the tip of an iceberg. There's so much more happening in various government institutions. So it is just that when few people are arrested, it is highlighted and as an achievement. But I can tell you, South Africa is a hub of many criminal activities. Unless the authorities, or for example, the intelligence of this country is capacitated to have an eye in the sky, to be able to detect things before they happen, and to be also able to go into the dark web, because a lot of these crimes are taking place in the dark web, where many people are not even aware of. When we are sleeping, there are people who are punching codes and hacking systems, banking systems, government systems. So it is a scary picture, but we are alarmed when something like what happened yesterday comes out into the surface, but they have always been there. This is caused by the influx of people from all over the world into South Africa, because people outside there, they have seen that the laws in this country are very, very weak. So people can come here and have their illegal activities undetected. So we need to capacitate the police and the intelligence so that they can detect these types of things before they emerge in the surface.
Sir, thank you very much indeed. Prof, we do appreciate your time, making time to speak to us here on SABC News. We do appreciate it, of course, speaking on matters related to SASSA and the continued fraud that we see taking place there, following, of course, the 3 arrests that took place yesterday.